Hey everyone. If you have fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome, you know how impossible it is to plan ahead. If you want to know how to plan your day in 3 easy steps, please keep watching. Just gonna move this camera a little bit there. Okay. So hi, I'm Sylvie K. Ebert, and I teach women with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome how to live their best life ever. Planning is the key to success, to actually reaching your goal, and to success, and to feeling in control in your life. Not easy with a chronic illness, and I should know because I have both fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. And most planning systems start you with asking you questions about your life goals, and then your yearly goals, and then monthly, and then weekly, and finally daily task. Well, I tried that, and it never worked out for me. I just don't know what my life is going to be like day to day, or even hour to hour. Sometimes I could be out for a day or two or a week. And so forget planning a month ahead. I never made it. And let me tell you, I felt like a failure. And that's when, after feeling like a failure for a while, that's when I started to take a hard look at how people who don't have a chronic illness plan things out. And it all made sense. The way they set it up, it all made sense. It just didn't work for me. I would ever hit a rough spot of a few days or a week, and I would get exhausted and be unable to work on anything. And after a while of that going on, trying and failing, I started to think that maybe it would work better for me if I tweaked it, if I changed a little thing here and a little thing there. So that's what I started to do. I started changing things. So I changed this part, and then I changed that part. And finally, I came up with a planning system that works for me and for other women with fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue syndrome, and probably other illnesses too. Instead of starting with yearly or monthly planning, I start with my day. So I'm quickly gonna run through the 3 steps, but today we'll focus on number 1, the brain dump. I'll come back to this one in a second. The second one is putting things in order of importance. And finally, the 3rd step is planning your best 3 next steps. So let's go back to the first one, the one we're gonna talk about today, which is the brain dump. A brain dump is where you take everything you know you need to do and you put it on paper. You can also do it on a computer. You can make a to-do list on a number of applications. But there's something special for me about putting pen to paper. There's just a way my brain works better when I do that. So everything that you have floating around in your brain that you need to get done goes on the list that you make. And and what I wanted to say is that it's that only what you need is a piece of paper and a pen. I mean, you could do it in a planner or you could do it in a notebook, but really a plain old piece of paper and a pen and you're all set. And stay tuned until the end, because at the end of the presentation, and I'll share with you what I'm using. So the first thing you do in the brain dump, the first time you do the brain dump, you need to go large. You need to look at all aspects of your life. So what I did is that, and what I still do, is that I have a separate list for my work, career, business, to-do list. So that all goes on one list, and all of my personal stuff goes on the other list. And by personal stuff, I mean you need to look at different aspects, like your friends and family. Maybe there's someone you've been thinking about calling for a while and you just didn't get it done, never did it. but it keeps coming back into your mind. So that's taking mental space, and you just put it on that piece of paper. Maybe it's about your health. There are things you need to do, especially with health issues. Sometimes we can really slack in that department and not do what needs to be done. Some test needs to be done, whatever. So you just put that on the piece of paper. And self-care. And what I mean by self-care is really activities that you do because you love them, because they make you feel good. So it's important for everyone to take time for self-care. And next, in the different aspect that I see in myself, is my inner life, or my spirituality, or some people call it personal growth. We all need that those times to work on that aspect of our life if we want to be fulfilled. And you really need to put down on paper what you've been meaning to do. So the last aspect is really your home and your finances. And by that I mean the fun stuff like doing laundry, cooking, cleaning, and maybe doing the taxes, which are in seasons right now, if you're watching this in April. And any other stuff that needs to get done goes on that list. And basically, that's it. You're done. You've done the first step to planning your day. Of course, once you've done this larger version of it, every day is absolutely quick and easy. It's just a few things you have in your mind. But at first you really need to go big and do that large list. And we'll talk more later about what we do with it. So basically that's it for this week. Next week we'll focus on prioritizing. If you want the daily planner that I made myself and that I use, it's available on my website. It's www.sylviekabert.com. And I will put the link below. If you like what you saw, please like my page or follow me on Instagram. The links will also be below. And stay strong, stay fierce, and live your best life ever. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Bye.